All right. Hello and welcome to Critical Conversations. How are you guys? My name's Karissa Dean. I'm your host. For those of you who haven't been hanging out for a while, welcome. To my longtime subscribers and people who've been in my aura for a while, thank you for continuing to show up for me and for yourself. Really appreciate you. For those of you who can see on video, you guys, I just have to shout out. One of my clients has a online boutique, and I am wearing her, I think it's velour. I don't even know. Could be velvet. I'm not the right fashion person to tell you what exactly the texture is. All I can tell you is it's incredibly soft. It definitely is throwing off those, like, do you guys remember those old school in the 90s, those track suits that we used to wear that said juicy on the butt? Yeah, it's giving off those vibes, but incredibly comfortable. And no, it does not say juicy on the back of the butt. But head to her website, Only Lounge PB. She's on Instagram. She's coming out of Florida, and you know what? Her loungewear, her t-shirts. I have a sweatshirt from her. I have slippers from her. Her stuff is so comfortable. So for those of you who are like, wow, that looks so cozy what you're wearing, it is. You want one, go get it. Sorry, I just had to give a little plug there. I have so many amazing clients. If you need connections to architects, to medicine, to wedding planners, to, let's see, what else do we have here? The arts, lots of artists. Yeah, people from all over. So if you're needing a connection, I might know someone who knows someone who could help you out. Attorneys. Yeah. Love my clients. Thank you to those of you past, present, and future. You're the best. Anyways, what are we talking about today? Oh my gosh. Okay. I got to wrap my head around my thoughts. I was like going to do this little plug and now I'm confused. Okay. So we are talking about judgment today. I'm recording this just after the election. Energies are heightened. Everything is a little bit chaotic. Everyone is on edge, and I want to talk about it. And I think that one of the most beautiful things that has come out of my training through ICF, my training that I did with Momentum Education, my training I did with Breathe for a Change, my yoga teacher training, my social emotional learning facilitator training, all these different trainings that I've done in the last 5 years really helped me cultivate this non-attachment, non-judgment way of being. And it is a unique gift, I will say, because it is the gift of allowing others to be as they are. And there are some amazing spiritual gurus who talk about this, amazing practitioners in the healing space, in the healing arts. And it's really challenging to hold a belief or an opinion about the way in which the world should exist or operate, and have the ability to disagree with somebody else and still hold respect, still hold love and compassion for them, and non-attachment to what does that make my life experience mean. And it's challenging. It's really challenging. And I find myself triggered all the time. And there are some tactical things that you can do to help avoid this. But ultimately, you know, love does drown out the hate, and hate only produces more hate. So when we are enforcing our beliefs and our opinions, we are drivers of hate, because we are saying that I am right and you are wrong. And we are hating, quote unquote, on the other person's way of being. And what I truly believe is that we are all unique individuals, and we get to do life differently. And if I can be non-attached to your beliefs, and I can lovingly say, you get to hold those beliefs and they don't affect the way that I choose to live, and they don't affect my belief system. There's power in that. I'm holding on to my power when I say, I love you. I disagree with you, but I love you and I understand. And here's the thing that I have been explaining to all of the people in my little intimate orbit just this week. So for those of you who don't know me, I have a vast array of clients, a vast array of friends and relationships. I have trans community and a trans friend that went missing a few years ago. So I'm huge on LGBTQ plus, and this is so important for me. This is that allowing, right? I have a ton of different religious influences in my personal and professional life. I actually work with a lot of Middle Eastern people, Muslim, Sikh, Hindu, all of them, Christians, Catholics, atheists even. I really believe in you do you, boo. You do you. You choose. And feel really good about that choice and have your beliefs, have your values, and live that out loud. I really do believe in that. And I'm just seeing so much hate happen, and I want to talk about it. And this might be an unpopular opinion, but this week I've had dinner with multiple people in my life, and some of them identify in a non-cis way. And here's how I explain my ability to allow people space to vote the way that they vote, to believe what they want to believe, and to live a way that they want to live. It starts off with identifying that we all grew up in different places in the world under different regimes in different eras. And we are impacted so greatly by our childhood. And so my life experiences, what I went through in my childhood, shaped a lot of where I am now. And that is true for everyone else. And so when I am talking to these friends and they're like, help me because I don't know how not to hate. Help me because I'm really angry. First of all, I want to say you get to be fucking pissed. You get to have whatever feeling you have. I believe that our emotions are guideposts along our journey. I believe that when we tap into our emotions, we really can cultivate change from there because they are the drivers, right? And so they're guideposts, they're drivers, they're markers that help us identify where we're going to go next, right? When we feel joy, we create more joy. When we feel anger, we say, I want to take action against this injustice, right? And I'm not endorsing one side. I want to be very clear here. I'm not endorsing anything. I'm definitely not endorsing lying, cheating, stealing. You guys know, you've been in my aura for long enough, in my space. I'm not about the smoke and mirrors. I'm not about bullshit. I'm about being authentic. I'm about being true. So I am talking about, if I hold the belief that you get to live your life, all I want you to do is be your fullest, authentic reflection of what that is. Does not mean I like you. Does not mean I have to invite you into my space and you get to be part of my inner circle. That's not what I'm saying here. But I do give you permission to live the way that you want to live, have the beliefs you want to have, live a certain lifestyle. That is your freedom. That is your choice. And I give you that freedom with so much love and compassion and understanding that it does not need to affect me. Now, this does not go for like murder and mass shootings and like when we're in direct harm of each other. That's a very fine line. And that's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about the rapists and murderers and, thieves of the world. We're just talking about people living and believing and just trying to do their best with what information they have and with their traumas. And they're doing what they need to do based on where they're going, right? Okay, so back to this conversation. I'm talking to this friend. Help me help me find a way to accept this. If you are, this is an example I gave along these lines. If you are someone who grew up and you never had to worry about healthcare, you don't foresee in your future that you're going to have to worry about your healthcare, you are not going to be open-minded or aware, right? You don't work in healthcare. Like, you just are kind of like existing, and it's not really top of mind because it's never had to be top of mind. You're likely not going to be a person who is going to vote in favor of improving healthcare because it's not necessary for you. It's never been an issue for you. It's not currently an issue for you. There's no hardship for you. Not a problem. Okay, so that's one example. The next example is if if I work for corporate America, and that has been my narrative. That is how I grew up. My family worked for corporate America. Like, we were the workers of the world, right? I'm going to vote in alignment with what benefits that way of being versus me, Karissa, right? I grew up entrepreneur. My dad was an entrepreneur. My brother is, I am, my husband is, like, entrepreneurship. I am always directly concerned with how different things are going to affect my ability to be an entrepreneur and make a living as an entrepreneur. I'm going to be singularly focused. So I likely am not going to give many considerations to what somebody else who's working in corporate America, even somebody who's working in healthcare, I don't know, because I'm over here super hyper focused on being an entrepreneur. So if you don't have anyone who is living a quote unquote different lifestyle, right? Like, if you don't have LGBTQ plus people in your inner immediate circle, if you don't think you are ever going to have to worry about needing to get an abortion, why the fuck do you care about voting a particular way for those people? Your focus is concerned on something else. This does not say it is right or wrong. That is not what this conversation is about. There is no good or bad. I truly believe this. There's no right or wrong. It is just, I am trying to help you understand and give yourself a little fucking breather. Let's let your shoulders drop down a minute, take a breath, and understand that they might not be all terrible asshole people. They might just be singularly focused on what thing makes sense for them. Period. And as a white woman who is very privileged, who really hasn't, I mean, yeah, shit has, gone sideways for me. And I have been discriminated against for being female. And, I've had my own issues in life, but like, I've never had to fight slavery. So how do I even conceptualize that? My family ancestors didn't have to fight for freedom in the same way as maybe someone, from, Louisiana who worked on a plantation. Their ancestry is so radically different. You have to take into consideration that everyone is on this earth having a very unique experience, and their traumas, their ancestral trauma, the way that they grew up, where they're trying to go in their life, they might not be terrible fucking people. They might just be so fucking blinded by their own shit to be able to have space to look at a larger collective. I mean, this is the thing about politics, is there cannot be one size that fits all, because we're all too fucking unique. So this is where the armor comes off for me. This is the thing that I've practiced, is really being able to say, I get it. We can't vote in one president who's going to make everybody happy. It's not fucking possible. It's just not. We're too unique. We're too wound up in our own history, our unique individual family history, our unique lineage of how we got here, right? Like, I'm not an immigrant. I didn't have to, like, I mean, yeah, you can go back and say, 100, 200 years ago, I'm an immigrant, but that's so much different than like the newer Hispanic or Latino culture that are newly immigrants. I don't know what they're focused on. I don't know what really is going to benefit them. And that vote is going to be very different than somebody who's like, dang, my kid just came out and they're gay and fuck. That's a very different vote. Or I need to get an abortion because I got raped. That's a different vote versus, an entrepreneur. Or, I mean, it's just like, if you can just pause and give space to the idea that there's too many unique things for us to all agree on one. And if we choose to fight each other, we will self-destruct. If we choose to see everything as hate, then hate is what we breed. But I love to give allowance and space for people to be who they are. And I love to think they're just doing the best that they can. They don't know any better. You don't know what you don't know. I mean, I think about all the time, all the different conversations I've had with clients and people. It's like that moment that light bulb goes off. It's like instantly you have new information and you have regrets, because if you knew back then what you now know, what that new light bulb was, you probably would have made a different choice. The version of me 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, I would have made very different choices based on the information I have now. But that's how it works. And so I trust that people are on their path. I trust that we're all interconnected and we're all making decisions to the best of our ability with the information we have in this moment. I trust that it's all going to work out. And I don't give away my power to something that is so fucking big and dynamic that I can't, if you try and sit down and make sense of it, you never will. So instead of losing yourself to this disagreement and being hateful, it's like, can you make space so that you can feel better? This is a you thing. This is you finding forgiveness for whatever frustration you have and saying, okay, I don't agree with this. I don't like it. I'm not saying you have to like it, right? There's a lot of people out there who disagree with abortion. There's a lot of people out there who disagree with, you can't be gay. There's a lot of people out there disagreeing about even getting a divorce or immigration or whatever the fucking thing is. You don't have to like it. You don't have to high five it. You don't have to invite it into your living room. You don't have to participate in those conversations, but you do have to still be a nice fucking human. You cannot participate and breed more hate. You have to be a nice human. You have to walk through the grocery store and be a nice fucking human. You have to drive like a nice fucking human. Stop being a dick because you don't agree with someone else's beliefs. Their beliefs are none of your fucking business. Go to a different room. Go be in a different conversation. You don't like your job? Do something about it. Go change it. You're unhappy in life? Deal with yourself and your unhappiness. Quit blaming it on everyone else, on the system, because you're never going to win over the system. You're not. You're always going to feel like shit because the system wasn't made for you to succeed. Do you need me to say it again? The system was not made for you to succeed. So stop worrying about the system. Yes, participate. Fucking vote. Advocate. Be an advocate. Be a politician. Go be a mover and shaker. Go be a leader. I high five you. Take what you believe and do action that makes sense for you, but know that other people are going to do the same fucking thing with their beliefs, with their history. It's not about one voice being louder. It's about you doing the work that you are meant to do because it's the right fucking path for you. And I really believe that you get to go do what you're going to do. And I hope that you rock it. I hope that it brings you so much joy. And I'm so thankful that you give me the freedom and peace to do the same thing for myself. This is the art of allowing. This is the art of accepting. I know where I'm at. I know what I believe. I know what my values are. We are not here to, talk about what I believe, though. We're talking about allowing everyone to believe what they want to believe. And if you are working to be a spiritual being, if you are working to evolve, if you like personal development and you want to grow, you have to fucking get here. I don't care how you get here, but you have to get to a point where you say, Hindus get to be Hindus, Christians get to be Christians, Catholics get to be Catholics, Muslims get to be Muslims, and God bless every single one of those religions because they all have value. And the people who are participating in them, I hope they are joyful. I hope they feel loved. I hope they feel connected. I hope they feel safe. And I give them freedom to practice and be and live and do in the accordance that makes sense to them. And I'm going to do me. And this is why it's so important to do this work, to get to know yourself, to trust yourself. What does disgust me is like, oh, I voted this way because my husband, or oh, I voted this way because my parent, or oh, I voted this way because my brother. Like, no, vote for you. Your life, your path, you're unique, you're beautiful. You get to believe what you want to believe. You get to have your own unique values. And until you get clarity around that, you're always going to be fucking pissed at the system. The system wasn't made for you. Literally. It wasn't. Go fucking learn about it. The system was made to be a system to keep shit orderly. Which means there's not a lot of freedom in that system. Because to keep it orderly, you got to cut out certain things, right? I'm super passionate about people living better and feeling good, and it has sucked to witness so many people feel like their power was taken away on Tuesday. And it sucks that there's so many people who were excited about the results of Tuesday that they can't see that it's okay that somebody else feels hurt. And maybe they don't need to throw it in their face. Because what they believe, what they need, what they value, what they're hoping for looks different. And that's okay. So yeah, it's okay that you're sad. It's okay that you're pissed. It's okay that you're angry. It's also okay that you're celebrating. It's also okay that you're happy. It's also okay if you didn't pay attention and you don't care and you didn't vote. I think we live in a world that we keep telling each other we have freedom and we have options, but then it's like the moment we don't agree, you're wrong, I'm right. You're bad, I'm good. And it becomes this like tit for tat. That's fucking hate, you guys. That is hate. And let me tell you, when you say shit like that, when you're throwing hate outside of yourself, you are only creating disease and discord within your well-being. Your mental body suffers. Your physical body suffers. Your well-being suffers when you choose to hate because you don't agree with something someone else did. And my point here, this whole thing, is stop giving a fuck. Create whatever circle you want to create. I'm saying if you can't handle it, then don't be online. Don't go into those rooms. Don't be friends with those people. That's okay. That's your freedom. Yeah, you're right. Just because we voted one way and you voted another way doesn't mean we have to get along, but we can't be hateful towards each other. You still have to participate in society and be a nice fucking human. And you have to say, I love that person so hard, and it sucks that they don't see what I see, and I pray that one day they see it differently. And move on with your life. Don't let it dwell up inside you. Like, say what you need to say. Journal it out. You guys, journaling is one of like hands down, journaling is the most powerful tool outside of meditation. But you put meditation and you put journaling together, it's like you create space from your frustration, from your anger, you create space from your joy, and you see how fleeting it all is. Because it's all fleeting. The feelings that we like, the feelings that we don't like, they're coming and they're going. The one constant in this world is it's going to change. So yeah, whatever happened on Tuesday happened on Tuesday. And guess what? Tomorrow it could all be different. So don't fucking throw your power away and give up. Use your emotions as a guidepost, but please still be a good human. Have compassion. They don't know what they don't know. Their light bulb didn't go off yet. And they might have hindsight. Let's wait for it. It really doesn't matter. But what matters is that you're giving your entire well-being away to something that is so big. And we're giving our well-being away to hate. You're saying, I'm defeated, I can't win, instead of like, fuck that. I'm going to make sure that the next election that comes around, I get what I want out of it. And here are the 10 different ways I'm going to do that. Like, use your emotions as guideposts to help you find the aligned action to bring about the movement that you want to bring about, to really cultivate change. This is not a season of throwing away my power and feeling defeated. This is a season of, I'm going to really learn how to love myself. I'm going to really learn who I am, what I'm about, and I'm going to go fucking change the world. I'm going to get courageous. I'm going to be brave. I'm going to be me. And I'm going to allow other people to be them. If you want people to accept you for who you are, you then also have to accept them for who they are. And you don't have to like it. I want to be very clear here. If you want people to be okay with you being who you are, whatever color of your skin, however you identify, whoever you choose to love, whatever career you decide to take or career you decide not to take, if you want the freedom to do those things and you don't want to have to advocate and argue for your rights to do and have those things, you then also have to give that same permission to other people. And you don't have to like it. You don't have to agree with it. You don't have to believe in it. But God damn it, you have to fucking give them the same thing that you're asking for. Otherwise, you're giving hate, and hate will breed discord and discomfort and disease in your mental, emotional, and physical well-being. Period. So really, when I say I'm allowing them to be who they are, I'm really giving myself permission to be more myself, and I'm giving myself freedom to be more of who I am. I don't always like it. I don't always agree with it. I don't have to. But I do have to say, you get to go be you. I'm going to go be me. God bless you. May the odds be ever in your favor. And then I take care of me. I take care of my work. I make sure that my voice is louder. And that I'm really secure in who I am and what I'm doing in this life. And I never fucking give my power away to those situations, ever. I refuse. You don't deserve it. The system does not deserve your powerless, no, that's not the way I want to say it. The system does not deserve your power. Hold your power, do your shit, live your life, be who you're going to be really confident in that individual, and go fucking live your best life. And while you're doing that, you gotta release other people's way of living. Let them live. Let them choose. We get to be different. We get to be unique individuals. That is what makes us beautiful as a species. There's no other species that is as unique as the human. I think dogs and horses get close. There's a lot of different breeds and personality traits, but really humans as a species are so complex, so unique, so dynamic. And you should shine that beautiful light of yours. And it's okay that other people haven't yet unlocked their own light and they're just following along. That's okay. They're on their journey. And I trust that wholeheartedly. And I know that at some point there's going to be this little light bulb that goes off and they're going to turn into the most kind, compassionate, caring, loving, amazing human out there. And they're going to be more accepting and allowing because that light bulb went off. But there's a lot of people in the world right now who are living unconsciously. They're doing what they know. They got their blinders on. Let them live. Stop worrying about them. Go worry about the people who need your light, who are ready for your light, who want to hear what you have to say, who want to get behind you, who want to pay you for your business, who want to sign up for your retreat, who want to do this with you, who want to buy your products. Go find your tribe. Not everybody's for you. I don't like everyone I meet, but it doesn't mean I'm an asshole. Hi, how are you? Great. Okay, amazing. That was like, that's when you go home at night and you're like, all right, I don't need to say yes to that person again, or I don't need to go to that store again. Like, leave it at that and hold on to your power. Don't make it bigger than it needs to be. Don't make it mean anything about your worthiness. Dig deep, cultivate your worthiness from within, and then go fucking do the work that you're meant to do in this world. Go be that advocate. Go be that politician. Go change the agenda. But you got to do it from your worthiness, not your powerlessness. So if you've given your power away, this is your invitation to bring your power back, to get to know who you are, to learn how to trust yourself, to get really confident in trusting yourself. Because the moment you have confidence in trusting yourself, you're going to trust whatever bullshit system happens outside of you. Whatever happens in the workplace, whatever happens in the politics, whatever happens outside of you, if you trust yourself, if you know yourself, you're going to handle it. And you're going to have your power through this situation. You're not going to feel like shit anymore. You're going to feel like, okay, that sucks. That made me angry. I'm going to look at my anger and I'm going to say, okay, anger, where do I go next? This is the guidepost. Drive me. Where are we going? All right. This is one's going to poke a little bit of feathers. And if you hung out with me the whole time, I applaud you because this is an uncomfortable conversation. But I really think you should give it some space and some perspective. And shut up. Shut up and listen. Shut up and listen to what's going on inside you. Did you give your power away? If you did, how are you going to get it back? If you didn't, congratulations. Are you being a dick? Can you stop being a dick? Because you can find compassion that others disagree with you, and that's okay. Check in and be really honest with yourself. Are you a good human in the world when you're at the grocery store, when you're checking out at the store, when you're getting gas, when you're driving, or are you a dick? Stop being a dick. Dick is hate. Hate breeds hate. How can you soften your edges and just be nice? How can you let others have their life? How can you give yourself permission to hold on to what you value, what you believe in, what you need, what you deserve, what you're worthy of, and understand that everyone else gets that unique opportunity too, and it's none of your business. You don't have to like it, but you do have to allow it because you want it for yourself too, right? So be a good human, be nice to each other. I'm always out there in the world, and I think the unique thing about this current phase of my life is if you walked in my front door, you're pretty much going to get the same person that got off a flight or got into an Uber or is sitting down at a restaurant having dinner or is frustrated at the grocery counter. I am who I am. and I really trust myself. So these things that happen outside of me, I let them be guideposts to the action I take next. And I come back to myself and I say, okay, what are we going to do? What's the solution? We're solution oriented. We don't complain. We don't bitch. We don't moan. We just move on. If I have a bad experience at a restaurant, I just move on. I'm not going to go there again. That was a shitty experience. They had bad customer service. Their food was crap. None of my business. They have clients over there who might love what they have, but it wasn't for me. Great. I don't need to go there again. Holding on to my power because I'm just going to say, you do you. Could be better. Call me if you want some insight, but not for me, right? Not everything is for you. Not everyone is for you, but it doesn't mean that you need to be a dick about it. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. 35 minutes in. I love you guys. I really, 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 really hope that you get your power back. You hold on to your power and you stop allowing the external situations, especially when it comes to this giant fucked up political system that we have. Stop letting it ruin your day. Allow it to be markers for how you're going to cultivate change in the world, and then go change the world. That's what we need. Be nice. Don't be a dick. Love you. See you on the next conversation.